On this episode of the World of CONCACAF, we head to Haiti. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the World of CONCACAF podcast. My name is Eric Schmitz.
And I'm Donald Wine.
And Jonathan is tied up and can't join us quite yet. So he will be hopping on a little later in the episode. Fortunately, he is up to bat in real team or fake team. So Donald has had some rough goes of late on the real team or the fake team.
Why are we bringing up old shit? Those were podcasts ago, episodes ago.
I mean, literally, they were the last two like real episodes that we did. You know,
that was weeks ago.
They were numbered. Sorry, Charlie Murphy was next. So Jonathan will be hopping on later, but we are here to guide you through our CONCACAF Laser Focus. And this one, we want to go to Haiti. Haiti, of course, just had a great CONCACAF W championship performance. Things are on the up with the program a little bit. Like they've been doing pretty good lately. And we want to talk about it. So let's just jump right into it. Donald, you ready?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So our CONCACAF Laser Focus this week is Haiti. I say this week. It's been weeks since we dropped an episode. This week, we're talking about Haiti. And let's just get a little background on the country of Haiti. Haiti, fun fact, Haiti was originally spelled Hayti. You know, I don't know why they changed, but it works. Haiti is located on Hispaniola. It's actually the western side of the island compared to the Dominican Republic, who's on the left side of the island. The east side? No, it'd be the east side. Yeah.
East side.
My directions aren't necessarily great right now. Haiti is the most populous country in the Caribbean. While they were occupied by indigenous peoples for centuries, some dickhole named Christopher Columbus showed up in 1492 and claimed it for Spain. Spain had set up their settlements there and ceded what is now Haiti to France in 1697. After the Haitian Revolution, which was initiated in 1791, that 12-year war, Haiti declared sovereignty on January 1st of 1804. Haiti was actually the first independent nation of Latin America and the Caribbean. So Haiti has got more history than a lot of the islands, nations that we'll be talking about. Now, while they had declared their sovereignty, they were independent early on. It's been instability since. The U.S. actually occupied it from 1915 to 1934. The U.S. generally not necessarily the good guys in this region throughout history. Recently, in the early 2000s, there was a coup d'etat. And I think the most notable thing about recent history and what has impacted the island the most, in 2004, Tropical Storm Jan hit the north coast of Haiti and killed 3,000 people. That was a precursor to the disaster in January of 2010. There's a 7.0 magnitude earthquake that killed over 250,000 people and left 1.6 million Haitians homeless. This, of course, was exacerbated by a cholera outbreak because the United Nations was poisoning the water. That killed 10,000 people. Haiti has been struggling. And most recently, in July of 2021, the president was assassinated, which, if you remember the 2021 Gold Cup, like Haiti showed up with an assassination happening like at the time. And it's been tough in Haiti. We have seen the struggles for the people and for the program to maintain through all this trouble, but it's still an island nation in the Caribbean. And Donald, you've been there.
I have.
Tell me about Haiti. What's the background? When were you there? What'd you do?
So I've been there several times, and I've been on cruises there, and Royal Caribbean has a private like kind of beach that they own off the coast or on the coast of Haiti in a town called Labadee. And so I've been there several times with my family. It's been really, really fun. It's beautiful there. And the one thing that I'll say first about Haiti is the people there are so warm. They're so nice. You don't get to go into town necessarily from the beach at Labadee, at least the Royal Caribbean side of things. But people come in every day to kind of sell their architecture, or their architecture, but their artwork, their arts and crafts and stuff like that. And they have some fantastic art in Haiti. They have some fantastic artists that have, immigrated to other parts of North America, and just are of Haitian descent, and have that kind of, they have a style of art that's very unique, and it's also very identifiable. Like, whenever you see some Haitian art, that it's really authentic to the island's culture. The Creole culture, that's just, like, as you mentioned, the history of how Haiti came to be is just, it's a hodgepodge of different cultures kind of intersecting. It's evident in the culture. It's evident in just like how they present themselves. It's evident in the art. It's evident in the architecture. It's evident in the food. And it's just evident in their everyday lives.
Yeah, I think you touched on something that I need to know about. The food. What'd you eat? What was it like?
I mean, so the Haitian food I've had is not necessarily from the island. I mean, they had a lot of jerk chicken there, which is not necessarily native to Haiti, but still very, very delicious. But they have a lot of, different things involving bean paste and obviously fruits for breakfast. But a lot of the Haitian food I had, coincidentally, was when I lived in Miami. Miami has a ginormous Haitian population. They even have a little Haiti in just north of downtown Miami, where you can get a lot of Haitian cuisine, and it's very, very good. The Creole, again, it's mixing a lot of, Indian flavors, a lot of Spanish flavors with some, some French culture, but at the same time, it's also barren's not the right word to use it, but they've learned to make the most of what they don't have, right? And you've talked about a lot of the struggles that their people have gone through, even just recently. They have to make do, and a lot of their cuisine comes from the fact that they don't have a lot. They don't have a lot of people don't make a lot of money. They're not able to get access to a lot of resources, so they have to make do with what they can get. And a lot of grain based, again, beans, things that they can grow cheaply or obtain cheaply, and they use that to kind of spur the rest of their meals. Fruit, obviously, there's a lot of great fruit on the island, and it's evident in a lot of their meals. A lot of vegetables, but at the same time, some of it they just can't access. So I think when it comes to Haiti, the one thing I can say about them, they're warm people. They're absolutely proud people. They are so proud to be Haitian, and it's evident, and they project that when you come across them and when you meet them. But it's also evident in everything that they do, that they want to maintain their culture for generations to come, despite the fact that every so often it seems like a natural disaster or some other, political uprising or something happens that tries to limit their progress. They try to fight through that. And when we talk about the soccer, it's clear that kind of mentality shows up in their soccer program, despite the fact that they aren't necessarily very good over the grand scheme of things. They are fighters. And I think that's the one thing about Haitians. They are fighters. They will fight to the end. And you want to have some Haitians on your side. They are great people.
Yeah. Now, do you think that some of the unrest and the instability has contributed to having such a large population, especially down in southern Florida?
Yeah, absolutely. And we're not going to get into the geopolitical relations between the United States and Haiti, Haiti and the rest of the Caribbean.
We're here for the soccer,
We're here for the soccer part, but it is again, it's you have to make note of the fact that those tensions are sometimes there. There's a lot of Haitians that try to migrate to the United States, especially Southern Florida, but they're met with a little bit different of a reaction than other people who do immigrate to the United States. And that, again, that's where some of their pride comes from. That's where some of their grit and their tenacity comes from, because they have to fight through a lot of hurdles to make it wherever they are. And even on the island is not big, but the island is very populated. As you mentioned, the biggest population in the Caribbean. They are trained to kind of fight, is the wrong word, but they have to be tenacious in getting anything that they can to succeed in life and or just to make it in life. So I think that's evident, but the cuisine they have is made with love, it's made with warmth, it's made with care. And again, it's made with resourcefulness, like getting what they can, turning it into a meal. This is maybe a crude way of saying it, but it's like chopped, right? Like, chopped in a way they're like, hey, take these ingredients and make something. That's what a lot of their cuisine has kind of sparked from, is like them taking, hey, let me take this plant, take this fruit, take these beans, and take this grain and turn it into a meal. And they're able to do that with success.
So taking what they got and making the best of it, it's kind of what they do in life. It's what they do in soccer.
I will say, before we get to the soccer, I will say the one thing that you can really taste their pride is in their rum, especially rum Barbancourt, which is their like national rum. But the rum is very, very good. It's high quality rum. I'm not going to call it like the pinnacle of the Caribbean, but it's definitely in that upper tier. Rum Barbancourt is something you can get very easily in the United States. For those of you listening in the United States, but it's something you can obtain very easily. It's very, very good. And it's one of those rums that you just kind of can sip on a very warm day, which Haiti has a lot of those warm days, a rainy day, especially if it's during rainy season. But no matter what, the constant there is, no matter what what may be going on in Haiti, the cuisine, the rum, everything that they produce is made with the highest quality care, and it's made with that love and that warmth.
Got my notepad here. Rum Barbancourt.
Yep, and they spell rum with a H, RHUM. So usually when you get that, like the French territories will have rum spelled with an H in it, but Rum Barbancourt is the one that you want to get that's Haitian.
Gonna have to check that out. So let's talk the soccer. The Haitian Football Federation is the governing body of football, soccer in Haiti. Founded in 1904, it actually joined FIFA in 1934 and then became a member of CONCACAF in 1961. The main stadium that they play at is the Silvio Couture. That's located in Port-au-Prince. Silvio Couture was a Haitian Olympic medalist. The stadium was opened in 1953. It took a hit with the earthquake in 2010. It's not necessarily in the best shape, but it is what they've got. So for Haiti, they've got their home field and they've got a history. Like, they've had a federation since 1904. So they've got a long history. And the one interesting historic thing I do want to talk about is a Haitian who's best known for not playing for Haiti. As an American soccer fan, you should know the name Joe Gaetjens. Joe Gaetjens was a Haitian who was a member of the 1950 U.S. men's national team that went to the World Cup. Interestingly enough, he played for the Haitian national team before he joined the United States. He'd been playing club soccer in the U.S. After he played for the U.S., he also went back and played another game for Haiti. He's got 3 caps for Haiti, 3 caps for the U.S. But one of those 3 caps for the U.S., he scored the winning goal, the only goal, in the most historic win in U.S. soccer history.
World soccer history.
Arguably.
FIFA itself called it the greatest upset in world soccer history, at least on the international level.
Yeah. No one believed it at the time. It happened. United States 1, England 0. greatest upset in soccer history, according to FIFA. Joe Gaetjens was also named one of the 100 heroes of the World Cup for this one performance. The interesting thing about Gaetjens, he was never an American citizen. He played for the U.S. because he had said that he was going to apply, and so he was welcomed in, and he never actually gained citizenship. And it's a wild story. After his World Cup heroics success, he went back to Haiti. His family was involved in politics and ran in a presidential election. It was he was related to one of the candidates, and he eventually became a political prisoner and allegedly died in prison. He was basically disappeared in Haiti. No one ever found his body. No one knows what happened to him. And this is a hero in Haitian soccer. And it's a wild story. There was a book that came out in 2010 that his son wrote called The Shot Heard Around the World, the Joe Gaetjens story. Just incredible story, whether you're a U.S. soccer fan or a Haitian soccer fan.
In my coverage of Black History Month that I do every year at Stars and Stripes FC, like one of the first articles that I wrote years ago was about that story. Just, about the fact that he wasn't a U.S. citizen back then. FIFA didn't care if you weren't a citizen as long as you declared your intent to do so. You could switch federations, but also that story about him, especially the fact that the reason why he sent his family to the United States, and for some reason his paperwork got hung up because of the fact that he tried to declare to be a citizen and then never actually followed through. He said, well, it basically said something to the effect of saying, like, don't worry, this will take a few days, but I'll be fine. I'll see you in a few days. And they never saw him again. It's a very wild and sad story, but for the United States fans, he is a legend because, as you mentioned, he is the architect of the greatest upset in world soccer history.
Yeah. In doing my research, I did come across. So have you seen the stuff about no one knows what number he wore? Like,
correct.
They cannot nail down what number he wore when he scored that goal against England. Everyone's kind of certain that he was wearing number 18, but there's literally no proof that he actually wore that number in that game.
And guys who played on the team, I think Walter Barr was asked this question years ago, and even Walter Barr was like, I don't remember. I think he was either 9 or 18 or 14 or 12. And everybody's like, those are 4 numbers. And, and then I think they said, didn't you wear number 9? He goes, okay, so it wasn't 9. Maybe it was 8. So like no one, like even his teammates that were alive and have been asked this question have failed to recall what number he was. They were able to recall other guys on the team and kind of narrow it down. But like, there's been 4 or 5 numbers out there that have been attributed to him during that World Cup, and especially during that game.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it was funny. Apparently they've got footage of him in one of the other games that they're pretty certain that in that game he was wearing 15, but he was not wearing that number in the game against England. So they think it's 18. They don't know. But
and it's also back in a day where he started every game, and usually back then they just gave 1 to 11 to all the starters and all the subs. So like people change numbers every game, but the numbers that they attribute him to wearing are all substitutes numbers, but he started those 3 games, which is instead, again, lends itself to the wildness of just like nobody on the planet not knowing the answer to one of life's like greatest mysteries for the United States soccer history.
Yeah. No one knows what happened to him. No one knows where his body is. They don't know what number he wore. He's a man of mystery. So Joe Gaetjens, hero of Haitian soccer. But Haitian soccer, let's talk more about that. Donald, do you just want to kind of run down what their league structure looks like?
Yeah, so they have the Ligue Haitienne, and they have other leagues, but there's not a lot of information on the lesser leagues. I mean, they have, I believe, 3 or 4 divisions, but the main league they have is the Ligue Haitienne. It's their top division. And normally they have about 18 teams in the top flight. So the current league that they have, I mean, they don't have anything on this past season right now, but they do have stuff on 2021. And it's interesting because, again, 18 teams, they play really 17 games. So they don't really play a home and home. They just play each other once and that's it. And that's kind of an interesting take on a season, given that most teams like to do home and away. They just, basically take 17 games and say, go at it. And whoever you play each team once and that's it. But Haitian has had a lot of decent players come out of their leagues to go to other leagues, but really just on their national team on the national level. And I don't think, correct me if I'm wrong, I don't think they have a women's league functioning yet. But they do have the Coupe, the Haitian Cup, that is contested by the men every single year.
Yeah. And I do want to shout out Cavalier, one of the Haitian clubs there. They were actually the 2021 CONCACAF Caribbean Club Championship champions, and they were entered into CONCACAF Champions League, the 2022 edition. I don't believe we've got, and Violet, which you may hear of later on this podcast, is the 2022 CONCACAF Caribbean Club Championship champions. They're making their debut in the CONCACAF Champions League. So Haitian clubs killing it in the CFU. Of course, you did mention they've got the Coupe de Haiti. That goes back into the 1920s. Mm-hmm. Always good to have that the cup competition going on throughout the year. So that's kind of like the league structure is like. Let's talk about the national teams. Now, we'll start off with the women. We recently had the CONCACAF W Championship, and Haiti balled out. Haiti had a really good showing. Donald, why don't you tell us a little bit about the women's program?
Yeah, so right now they're currently ranked 60th in the FIFA rankings, but that might go up in the next couple of weeks. Their first international, I just want to give this to you, Eric. Their first international was April 17th, 1991. They had a 1-0 victory over Jamaica at home just before the start of the first ever CONCACAF Women's Championship. Just days later, they suffered what is their worst defeat ever, which was to the United States in the semifinal of that tournament. Do you know what that score was? I'm just going to give you one guess to save time, but give me a guess on what do you think the final score was?
I don't know, 12-0.
Very close. It was 10-0. So It was a double digit, but also given some of the margins that we've seen in some of our previous laser focus, that's not that bad. Okay. Mm-hmm. So their biggest victory has actually occurred very recently. It occurred back in April during qualifying for this CONCACAF W Championship. They took out the British Virgin Islands. So I'm going to give you a hint. The British Virgin Islands did not score in that game, but give me one guess as to what the final score was.
I'll go 16-0.
21-0.
What?
They scored 21 goals on the road at the British Virgin Islands. That's pretty stellar.
That's 3 touchdowns. Three
touchdowns and the extra point. Like they were kicking it. So I say that about the CONCACAF W Championship. Haiti has participated in 6 of the women's championships. Their best finish being that very first one in 1994. They finished in 4th place. They've only made 1 Pan Am Games. That was in 2003 in the Dominican Republic. They didn't advance out of the group there. They've never made it to the Olympics in women's soccer, nor have they participated in the Women's World Cup. Yet, they still have a chance to be a part of the field in Australia and New Zealand next summer. At the CONCACAF W Championship, they finished a shock 3rd in Group A after they beat Mexico in their second match. And that means they qualified for the Interconfederation playoff that will take place in February 2023 in New Zealand. So they have a chance to earn one of the final 3 spots in the 2023 World Cup. So very quickly, I want to break down what Haiti has to do at this point to make the Women's World Cup. There are going to be 10 teams that kind of get seeded and then split into 3 groups, and they will compete for 3 spots, and kind of like similar to the UEFA playoffs that we've seen, where they're going to have teams kind of in pods, and those pods, the winner of those pods are going to be the 3 teams that make the final, the field of 32. Haiti, Panama, Thailand, Chinese Taipei, Cameroon, and Senegal have already qualified for the playoff. And the other teams that we're waiting for, the 4th and 5th place teams from Copa America, the 2022 Oceania Women's Nations Cup winner, and the lowest ranked winner of the UEFA playoffs. Here is the issue with Haiti. It is so much easier to get to the World Cup if you are seeded, because in 2 of the groups, the seeded team only has to win 1 game, while the other teams have to win at least 2. Haiti does have an outside chance of being seeded, but they have to do one thing. The first thing is they have to get past Panama in the world rankings, because only 1 team from a confederation can be ranked, and is the higher of that team that can be ranked. Panama is 3 spots above Haiti at this moment, but again, given the results of the W, that could change. The other thing is they have to try and get up where some of these other teams from UEFA and other regions, where their ranking is a little bit better, because they're only taking 4 seeds out of the 10 teams. And again, some of them are different or confederations, so they only are going to take 1 of those teams. So they do have a chance, but they're going to need to step up their quality of competition over the next few months to kind of get those ranking points to move up in the system, because if they don't, their road to the World Cup gets a little bit harder, because again, they're going to have to win multiple games to get there, as opposed to being seeded. They just have 1 chance and 1 game in the final. They win and they're in, and that's the position they want to be in.
Yeah. And looking at the squad, I mean, we saw all the games in the CONCACAF W Championship. They've got a very good squad. A lot of their players actually play over in France professionally. So they've got some experience. They've got Melchi Dumornay, who had a great tournament, was named the top young player. Marilla Mondesir, she's one of their top forwards. It's a very young team that has a lot of potential. They're getting great experience, and it's a very bright future for the Haitian women's program. Now, we'll touch on the women's program. Let's talk about the men's program. So the Haitian men's national team right now, we're ranked 87th in the world. They didn't qualify for the final round of World Cup qualifying. They're one of those mid-level teams in CONCACAF, not kind of lower end, mid-table. They were knocked out of World Cup qualifying by Canada. The interesting thing about this men's national team, and you know some of their star players, Derek Etienne of the Columbus Crew in MLS. They've got guys knocking around USL. They also have players playing in France. Not necessarily elite talent, but they're very competitive. They're a very physical team. They've done quite well in CONCACAF Nations League. Actually related to the CONCACAF Nations League, funny story, their star defender and captain missed their June CONCACAF Nations League games against Guyana because apparently the federation was unaware that since he had a Haitian passport, he needed a visa to go to Guyana. So he wasn't even allowed to go into the country. That not ideal. And then going back to the World Cup qualifying back last June, their captain, Johnny Placide, missed World Cup qualifiers against Canada that were being played in Chicago because he didn't quarantine for the COVID restrictions for 14 days. So they lost and then didn't make the World Cup. So a little bit of struggle for the Haitian men's national team. They've got CONCACAF Nations League games against Montserrat and Bermuda coming up in 2023.
No, jealous me of them.
Listen, they don't get to go to Bermuda. They only get to go to Montserrat. So it's like half of the jealousy.
Jealous me, both of them.
Yeah. Jean-Jacques Pierre, current head coach. They've got an extensive coaching history. A lot of instability there as well. The all-time leading scorer is Emmanuel Senon. He was played in the 70s. He has 37 goals in 65 caps. Their recent star forward has been Duckins Nazan. He's got 26 goals and his 50 caps. He's still in the squad and a key contributor there. They've qualified for one World Cup in 1974, the Germany World Cup, they did not leave the group stage. They lost all 3 of their matches and scored just 2 goals in their 3 games and knocked out. That's their only World Cup they've made. Lots of hope towards 2026 with an expanded World Cup. They've never made an Olympic Games, and they actually do have a CONCACAF championship to their name. 1973, while they hosted, they were CONCACAF champions, winning that tournament and being runners-up in the preceding and following tournaments in 71 and 77, respectively. Donald, we talked about the national teams a little bit. Before we get to the fun part, I want to talk about a not fun thing. And I was hoping you read the articles as well. There was the expose in Josimar recently about the Federation. Stuff with Sepp Blatter. They're now banned for life. Former president Yves Jean Bart. He was suspended in November of 2020 for sexual abuse of 14 players, including minors, after an investigation from The Guardian. There's allegations that he forced staffers in the Federation to have sex, like send them to the room of Sepp Blatter when Sepp Blatter was on a visit.
Mm-hmm.
There's allegations of rape, again, of minors in the national team program that were staying at the training center. Did you read through these articles, and what are your thoughts on this?
Yeah, I've seen them in the past, and the allegations are just awful, for lack of a better word. They're just awful. And we saw Sepp Blatter in the news because he beat his charge over in Switzerland with Michel Platini with I guess it was the fraud charges or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
They were able to beat those charges, but they really haven't discussed these, allegations that are going on in Haiti. And really just, or just the fact that it's not like Sepp Blatter went once. I mean, when he was, FIFA president, he was there very, very often, and again, when you have a setup like that, of course, if you're a sick guy like that, you're going to take advantage of that. So, he had played many frequent visits to Haiti, and to hear that come out is just, it's sickening. Like, so I hope they keep investigating it. I hope they, get the police and whoever needs to be involved, the authorities involved, because we need to protect those players. We need to protect those staffers. We need to protect those women. And there has to be some repercussions for the people who were orchestrating this.
Yes. Romain Molina, who writes at Josimar Football, he's done a lot of the coverage list. Highly recommend that you go through and you read the articles. We'll link one in the notes of this podcast, and we'll share it on our social media. It's called Hell on Earth, and it's sobering look at how terrible things can be in some of these countries with lack of resources, and especially a country like Haiti, where the earthquake in 2010 destroyed a large part of the country. It also destroyed a lot of their facilities, and the repercussions of that going forward. They're still working to rebuild and recover from not only the earthquake, but the scandal as well. So we'll wrap talking the Federation and soccer in Haiti there. We'll take a quick break. Guys, real team or fake team's coming up. Let's get the vibes back up. So we'll take a quick break, and Jonathan's going to join us, and he's going to be up to bat on real team or fake team. All right, welcome back. It is time for your favorite part of the episode. It's real team or fake team. Jonathan has been avoiding us for a while. It's been his team. Donald had to go twice in a row because Jonathan
I had to take some hits, man.
He took some hits. And to be honest, Jonathan, Donald's coming off a 1 out of 6 and a 0 out of 6. So, like, the bar is very low. I know you think you've been doing great, but
I mean, I'm the only one with 5 out of 6.
no, that is actually incorrect. I got 5 out of 6 on the Guadalupe episode. So you're not the only one, but you do have the highest average. I will give you that. So we're going to see if we can take you down a peg or two.
All right.
So Jonathan is our contestant, and Donald, I'll let Donald lead off here. Real team or fake team? You got to tell us, Jonathan, if this team is real, a real team out of Haiti, or if it is completely made up, fabricated, fake, not existent. Donald, start us off.
All right, here we go. So the first team I have for you is Real Barbancourt.
Real Barbancourt, fake team.
That is a fake team. Barbancourt is a rum, is not real as a team, but is real as a rum.
All right. So he's already past Donald.
No. He is equal with my. I mean, he's past the 0. The 0.
Yeah, past the 0. I can't believe you got a 0, Alex. All right.
We're supposed to be on him. You're supposed to concentrate, focus.
All right. My first team. Violet AC.
Real team.
That is a real team.
That is a real team. Okay. The next team I have for you is Hatui Bacardi Club.
The Bacardi Club throws me off. Real team.
That's what it's supposed to do. What's that?
Real team.
That is a really real team, and I have no idea why. But yes, it is a real team.
All right. Next up. Football Inter-Club Association.
It's so bland and boring in English. Let's go real team.
Commonly known as FICA, they are a real team.
Doing pretty good here. So I have for you Victory SC.
Fake team.
That is a real team. Victory SC is in the Liga Haitian.
So there goes my chance at immortality.
Immortality, yeah.
As a full yeah. So let's see how we go.
Okay. My last team. Baltimore SC.
A real team.
That is a real team.
Baltimore I don't know SC. Why in that one either. They have a lot of English names on their teams, apparently.
Yeah.
So
yeah, they must be big O's fans.
Also,
it sounds
named
like
after rums that aren't from the
island.
It
also sounds like they just like borrowed like I don't know how many people here played PES back in the day, Pro Evo Soccer.
Yeah,
2011, like Merseyside Blue versus Merseyside Red, North London Red. It feels very Pro Evolution soccer.
A lot of their team names are like very Mad Libby. Like Hatui is like, okay, give me a French word or a Creole word. Hatui. What are you drinking? Bacardi Club. Perfect. That's the team name. Like,
yeah. So shout out Baltimore SC. In 2006, they actually captured the double, winning the league and the Coupe de Haiti. So Baltimore SC, consistently one of the best clubs in the league according to Wikipedia. So Jonathan, great performance. You got 5 out of 6. Donald, how you feeling? Seeing him play so well when you played so terribly the last couple times.
I feel nothing but pride at Slate continuing his average, and maybe one day I'll get 6. You never know.
Game theory, baby.
Yeah, something like that. You still haven't been perfect. Anyways, another rousing edition of Real Team Fake Team. Thank you, Jonathan, for playing. That about wraps us up here. Thank you for joining us for this CONCACAF Laser Focus edition on the wonderful nation of Haiti. Donald, do you want to let people know where they can find you?
Yeah, so you can find me at BlazingDW on Twitter and Instagram, mainly Twitter, because that's where I be keeping all the news. Obviously, I write over at Stars and Stripes FC, so follow me there.
Jonathan?
Yeah, you can find me Twitter, JSlapeSSP. If you want to, chat with the reigning champion of Real Team Fake Team. And then you've writing.
You're going again next time.
Writing NSC content over at Broadway Sports Media for Speedway Soccer.
Yeah, Jonathan, I'm so glad you could join us for the end of the episode to do Real Team Fake Team. Show up right off into the sunset, whatever. You know what? Bye. Why don't you just leave again? Yeah, thanks for tuning in. Make sure you subscribe to our patreon.com/podcaf. I'm sure you're sick of us advertising it, but make sure you subscribe, support the podcast, support what we're doing. We really appreciate every single one of you that has contributed and cares about what we're doing. Make sure you like, subscribe, rate, review wherever you get your podcasts, and follow us on social media. Podcaf is our screen name on all the social medias. So your Twitter at Podcaf, Instagram at Podcaf, Facebook's /Podcaf, and you can always shoot us an email like they did in the 90s, podcaf@gmail.com. So yeah, thanks for the support. We will be back with another episode eventually. And for the latest CONCACAF news, make sure you hit us up on Twitter, and we'll see you next time.
The pod is strong. RIP the brand.